Hi there, welcome to Yoga Nomad. My name is Karen and this is week 1, session 2 of our beginners course, and this is an introduction into some of the standing poses. So blocks again would be useful if you've got them. If not, maybe a couple of chunky books would help you. That is basically all you're going to need for this one, as long as you've got some comfortable clothing on, maybe a little water to the side if you need some. Okay, we're going to start standing up today. So mountain pose. So even just standing is a pose in itself. Very important that we ground the feet into the mat. So lifting up the toes and then placing them down one by one if you can. If you've got that dexterity in your toes, you may not have that just yet, but it will come, I promise you. So gripping the floor with those feet. So finding that energy running all the way up through the legs. Shoulders are nice and relaxed, arms by your side, maybe turn the palms outwards. Find your breath. Now remember, first of all, just find that natural flow of breath. Don't change anything just yet. Noticing how you feel, how the body feels, how the mind feels. What is it that's distracting you today? Can you figure it out? Maybe there's too much to even begin to figure it out, but this is where the breath will help. Okay, so we're going to take that deep yogic breath again. So to make sure you are breathing rightly, we're going to place one hand on our belly and one hand on our heart. And we're going to start now to take those deep breaths in and out through the nose. So close down the mouth, breathing all the way down into the belly. Make sure you can feel the breath in the belly and you can feel it in the chest, and maybe you can feel it in the collarbones. So off we go. A few deep breaths in and out through the nose. One more. Nice, release the hands down, take a big breath in and reach all the way up. And as you breathe out, we're going to fold all the way down. So remember, we did our forward fold in our first session. So bend your knees as much as you need to get your chest on the thighs. Head just relaxes down, face is relaxed. Remember, don't have all the weight in the heels. Let those toes do some work. Take a big breath. Now we're going to move into our halfway lift. This is where the legs do straighten. The back straightens. Hands can either be to the ground, to the shins, or to your thighs, whichever one feels the best. Make sure you've got that stretch all the way up the back of the legs. Gaze is forwards. Take a breath. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, folding forwards again, bending the knees, head relaxes down. Take a nod of the head for yes, and a little shake of the head for no. Then hold it nice and still, take another big breath. Grab a hold of opposite elbows now. This is called our ragdoll pose. So again, letting the head just relax, and you're just going to take very gentle sways side to side. Then releasing those hands back down to the ground, and you're very slowly going to start to roll all the way up to a standing position. Nice. Give the shoulders a little wiggle back. Now take that big breath in again and reach up. Big breath out. Fold all the way down again, remembering bending the knees, chest on the thighs. Nice. Now moving into our tabletop position. We did this in our first session. So coming down onto the knees, remembering to use that towel under the knees or those knee pads if you need it. Making sure you're all in line, wrists under shoulders, knees are hip distance apart. We're now going to find our downward facing dog. Okay, so spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes and you're going to send the hips up and back to find your down dog. Now, in your downward facing dog, your legs do not have to be straight. Your heels do not need to be on the ground. So you can have the legs bent, the heels can be lifted. But what you need to have is that straight back. Yeah, so nice straight back. Relax the crown of the head to the ground, no pressure in the neck. Try and relax those shoulders, so don't have the shoulders hunched up. Draw them away from the ears if you can, and find that rounding in that upper back. I know there's a lot of instruction going on right now, but you've got the time to figure it out. Take a big breath. So you are actually now in an inversion pose. So you are literally upside down. So well done. Nice big breath. And then see if you can start to walk the hands back towards the feet to find your forward fold again. Again, bending the knees, chest on the thighs. Take a nice big breath. And then start to roll up to stand. Again. Nice. Okay, so let's have a little go at a warrior pose. So warrior one, standing pose, lunging pose. So step forward with your right leg, nice long step back with this left. Now this back foot is on an angle, so like a 45-degree angle if you like, and it's flat to the ground. This front knee should be right over the ankle. Now you may or may not be able to get deeper into the lunge depending on your hip flexibility. So just go again with what you've got. Work with your body. Just be mindful of this front knee. Super important to have the right alignment in this front knee. Then you're going to turn your body to the front. Yep. So your body is facing the same way as this front knee. Now, if this feels awkward, pulling this back hip around to get your body to face front, you can step this back foot a little bit wider and that will help you turn a bit more. Okay, arms are going to come high. Gaze is forwards. Palms are facing each other. Find your breath. Welcome to Warrior One. Take another breath. Now we're going to move or transition into a high lunge. Very subtle movement. You're now going to move that back foot. Yeah? So the back foot comes onto the toes. And this has moved you from your warrior one to your high lunge. A different pose. Now lunging is balancing. Yeah, you might find your balance is all over the shop right now. So what you have to do, fix your gaze, find a point in your room that isn't going to move and focus on it. And also find your breath. Those two things will help you balance. Nice. Now we're going to bring the hands down to the ground to find what's called our runner's lunge. Now this is where, if you've got a couple of blocks, you might find this helps and it feels better. Yep. So again, front knee over the ankle, back leg is nice and straight and strong, and this is your runner's lunge. Coming into our low lunge, you're going to drop the back knee to the ground, untuck this back toe, and if you can, reach up. Take a big breath in and reach. And then breathe out. Nice. Hands come down to the ground and let's switch sides. So first of all, come back to your tabletop. Take that little shimmy into those hips from side to side just to reset a little. And then let's find that downward facing dog. Again, spread your fingers wide, grip the mat, wrists under shoulders, knees hip distance. Tuck your toes, send those hips up and back. Take a big breath. Remember, rest the head down, rest the face. Take a breath. Then walk the hands all the way to the feet, bending those knees to find that forward fold, and then start to roll all the way up to stand. Lovely. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So this time, left leg forwards, finding our warrior one, back leg, nice and long, foot flat to the ground on that angle. Remember, if you need to step that foot out a little bit, that's fine. Just figure out where it all works for you. So front knee over the ankle, arms come up high, finding that sensation of drawing this back hip, this right hip around, palms face, take a big breath. Nice, then moving into that high lunge. So all we're going to do is come onto the tiptoes of that back foot, finding your point of focus, your drishti point it's called. Big breath. Try and keep that back leg nice and straight and nice and strong. Nice, now runner's lunge. Hands are going to come down, maybe using those blocks either side of this foot. And then lowering that back knee down to the ground, untucking that back toe. Keep a check on this front knee and ankle, making sure they're still in line. And then reach the arms up. Nice, hands come back down. And find that all fours, that tabletop position. Again, giving those hips a nice little shimmy from side to side. Nice, spreading the fingers wide. Let's head back to downward facing dog again. So tuck those toes, hips up and back. Head relaxes down, take a breath. And then let's move into that forward fold. So walk your hands all the way back, bending the knees. And then slowly up to stand. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold this time. So we've done quite a bit of folding forwards with our legs together. So now we're going to see if we can get into those inner thighs a little bit. But first of all, reach all the way up, clasp the hands, push the palms together, tip to one side. Take a breath. Inhale up to the centre. Exhale back to the other side. Nice. Inhale up. And exhale, releasing the hands down by your side. Now, we're going to step our feet nice and wide. And when we're in our wide-legged forward fold, you're going to turn the toes inwards just ever so slightly. Hands to the waist. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to fold all the way down. Maybe the hands can come down to the ground. Maybe you can walk the hands back a bit so they're in line with the feet. Just figure it out. Maybe when you get here you think, you know what, I might have a bit more space in these inner thighs, so you might be able to walk the feet a bit wider. You might absolutely not. It might be awful, so just take your time. See what these inner thighs are doing. Take a breath again. You're in an inversion here, so your head is lower than your heart. So it should be quite calming once your inner thighs get over the shock. Take a big breath. Remember, in and out through the nose. Should be no pressure. You should feel it, but it shouldn't hurt. Yeah, there should be some resistance there, but you shouldn't want to cry. Nice. Now we're going to lift our body up halfway, keeping the hands down if you can. Keep that back nice and straight. And then start to walk your feet in. Slowly does it. Remember, bending the knees, you're coming into a forward fold again. So get those knees bent so your chest is on the thighs, head relaxes down. Take a breath. And then start to roll all the way up to your standing position. Take a big breath in, reaching all the way up. Breathing out, folding all the way down again. Hands come down to the ground, finding all fours. Bring your big toes together, knees wide, finishing off in our child's pose. Sink those hips back. Rest the head down. Take a big breath. Stay here for as long as you like. And I'll see you next time.